Good morning.
Hey, yo, what the?
10 KTV.
You gotta hit the show button. Hell yeah. Well done, Josie. Oh, that's the captain's patch ad.
Oh.
It's all right. Guest producer.
What was locked on it?
Because Sarge is reffing kids.
Kids.
Yeah.
It's not going, boys.
It's not going away? Oh, you got it?
Oh, it's just good.
Hey, you made it.
We can show people captain's
you're
patch the whole
fine.
time.
You're fine. Sarge is reffing kids.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, can you imagine your kids playing fucking hockey and Sarge is the kid's ref? The guy who lives at home and admits to watching porn every single day?
If the parents that haven't seen the show, he may look like a normal ref guy. Like a guy likes to ref, but they've seen the show. They probably have. They'll definitely know that. I don't know. My brain's fucked right now. But anyway, they'll think he's. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Jake,
right now.
take a
brain's
lap.
Fucked.
Take a lap.
I don't know.
You got home earlier than I did. Why is your brain fucked?
I have no idea.
You actually got a good night's sleep. Actually,
I didn't really.
I stayed up and watched the baseball game last night because I was flying standby, and holy shit, no runs in extra innings until the 18th. They basically played 2 full games. Really wish did Louis Varland pitch in any of that? I don't think they did.
I believe he did, yeah.
He probably had to.
He stretched like an inning and a third, I think.
Yeah, so shout out Louis Varland, Minnesota guy. Opening up the show, just the theme of the episode is just that this week in Minnesota sports was hell.
This was like one of the worst weekends in Minnesota sports in recent memory that I've ever seen. Just with the Vikings getting blown out, Gophers getting blown out. Then we'll talk
about getting blown out.
Getting blown out, losing in overtime to San Jose. Just an absolute disaster all around. And what, Josie, really quick, are you? Oh, there it goes. Now it's on me. I was like, it was just sitting on you while I was talking. But no, we're good now. But no, yeah, it was one of the worst weekends we've ever had to deal with in Minnesota sports.
Yeah, super bad. We're gonna get into it. I guess we'll just start with the Gophers. The boat is sank. Jake, we got boat raced.
Yeah, we did
by the Hawkeyes. PJ now goes 1-8 against the Iowa Hawkeyes in his career. We lose 41-3. This time with a successful sad guy field goal, at least.
Yeah.
Rather than the Ohio State attempted field goal and miss.
We at least made a field goal.
I just don't know why you don't throw a pass for the end zone.
I don't know. At that point, it's better off just being 41-0, knowing you at least gave a try to go to the end zone at that point. There's just really no point. I mean, what are you trying to give your confidence to your kicker?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You're down by 38 points.
Just to say you didn't get shut out.
I just know, like, playing college football games and Madden games growing up, if I wanted to be realistic and I wanted to tell myself that I was not going to shut off the system no matter what.
Right.
And if I was down by a lot of points and I was actually trying to stick it out throughout the entire game, I would just start setting up Hail Marys and whipping it towards the end zone. So it's like I would do the same thing. I know you want to still, like, I don't know, you don't want it to be a 60-0 game and throw a bunch of interceptions, but at the same time, like, that field goal, it makes no sense at all.
I'm running my fantasy football team the same way. A couple of my teams are collectively 4-12 total, and I'm still grinding on the waiver wires, trying to claw back because you just never give up. No. When you kick the field goal, you're giving up. Mm-hmm. You're basically saying, I just want this to look better on paper when they look back at this, 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, at least he didn't get shut out.
Yeah,
but I think there was 3 seconds left in that second quarter, and they were in the red zone. And they kicked the field goal to go down. At that point, was it like 24-3?
Yeah, I think it was still 24 or 28.
It was. That's so bad. And you know what? Gophers are owned by Iowa. Iowa owns the Gophers.
They do. In the last, the last 8 or about the last decade, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of flip flopped. I mean, not that we haven't.
I'm
really
talking recency bias.
Right. And I'm saying like between. Like Wisconsin and Iowa, that kind of flipped.
Right.
We kind of own Wisconsin now, which is awesome.
And we definitely own Nebraska.
And Nebraska especially. We're starting to own these teams that we would get our asses kicked by, growing up, in the 90s and early 2000s and whatnot. But it's like we can't, if we're going to dominate one team or the other, we can't dominate the other one.
Yeah.
We can never have it be right between like Wisconsin.
It's like playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm glad we're killing Wisconsin, and if we lose to Wisconsin this year, we're
I'm
in
gonna kill
for-
myself. How about that?
I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself, like a Michael Scott bit. But we shouldn't lose to them. We shouldn't lose to Michigan State this weekend either. They're bad.
Although it's kind of a bummer having to go to that game now because it would have been really fun. Being the day after Halloween is kind of a brutal, like, you got to rally
Yes.
to go to the game. And I would have felt a lot better rallying to go to a game against Michigan State after Halloween, coming off a win in Iowa where we might be ranked. But now it's like, what's the point? I mean, I'm still going to go. I still enjoy the games. I still want to watch. We have season tickets. But it's a bummer.
Sucks.
Coming off a loss like that after killing Nebraska, like, it went from the top to the bottom in 2 weeks.
I know. It just like that, in reality, the Gophers are what? They're 4-2 and 3. What's their overall? They're 5-2, I think, right? 5-2, 3-2 in the Big Ten. Which, if you see that and don't know who they won or lost, you'd be like, okay, whatever. But now you're
Actually,
losing.
no, 5-3.
Are they 5-3 now?
Iowa, Ohio State.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they're
Cal.
5-3.
That Cal loss is the ugly stepchild of the season.
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
could already be bowl eligible if we were to beat California. But I know people don't want to hear bowl eligible because they don't want us going to the Quick Lane Bowl, like we've done several times. But yeah, it's really frustrating. Yeah, I was thinking about that. There's gonna be kind of a sour taste in our mouths going into that Michigan State game. Because you're like, I wish we were coming off a week of beating Iowa, be 4-1 in the Big Ten, be in the top 5, but in the Big Ten, not in the country. But it sucks, and PJ can't figure it out, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Josie, we got anything in the chat?
Yeah, what's in the chat?
It's like people are buying the hats, boys.
Oh,
Really?
Nice. Yes. I don't have one on me because we technically won't get them till Thursday. But the 97 throwback hat. It's like the
it's
one
like
Jake
this.
has, but with the new
The
new
throwback
old
numbers.
Throwback numbers.
Yeah.
10ktakesmn.com. I think there's only 50 of them. Get them before they're gone.
Yeah.
Cam is forever fucked.
Mm-hmm. He's done.
He is now, unfortunately, going to be the face of this rivalry, this ownership. It's not a rivalry anymore, at least up until this point in PJ's career.
Yeah.
And he is now going to appear twice as much.
Yep.
Probably every year we lose, it's going to be twice as much that he gets circulated around.
Well,
I was confident that if we won on Saturday, I'd say the slate is washed. Maybe he never does that again, and he slowly drifts away because they're like, okay, yeah, that kid said he hated us and we made fun of him, but then they killed us the next year. No, he's really screwed now.
I think this is a yearly thing for them, even if they win. I think now they beat us 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row in the sense of when he did it last year, back-to-back years at home at Huntington Bank Stadium and now in Iowa. I think no matter what, now Cam is fucked, and this is now going to be circulated every time we play them, even if we win. We had to win this weekend for that to just end.
At what point do they start playing it for like basketball games or volleyball or fucking soccer?
What if
I'm not gonna lie, you flip the roles. I'm doing it for every contest.
Yep. The one
Do it for lacrosse.
I know.
Just for the bit.
The one thing they couldn't do it for is hockey because Iowa doesn't have a hockey team.
That's a
Fuck
good
you,
point.
Iowa. You don't have a hockey team. But anyway, no, I think if the roles were reversed, I'd be doing it for every sport.
100%.
Basketball and everything. So
And I'm on his side. I really didn't want this to happen, but I knew if we lost, he was cooked.
yeah, and he kind of brought this upon himself a little bit by interacting with Barstool Iowa and interacting with all the Iowa fans. And if you want to get involved with their fan base in a rivalry like this, you're going to get cooked in a lot of ways. And they're going to circulate this around for a while. So yeah, it's unfortunate they lost for a few reasons, but that is definitely one of them for our own Cam's sake. So that's going to be circulated for years to come.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had our own little viral moment that was unintentional.
Yeah, we did. I didn't think that was I didn't even remember that it was even a video until the next day.
Didn't really remember it either.
Yeah.
To be honest, we were out in Scottsdale and doing bottle service as tradition. Every time we do bottle service with you, do you tell them to dump the liquor in your mouth, or does someone else do it? Because it seems like every time you've gotten bottle service, there's a video of you doing that.
Yeah, this has happened
It's a
a couple
trend.
times. This is like a pattern. What did happen? I think it was another person that was walking around with a bottle or grabbed one of our bottles. One of our
like,
waitresses.
do you want some of this liquor dumped in your mouth?
You want something in your mouth? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? And I'm at the end of the table, and I'm just getting liquor dumped down my gullet. And so that was fun. And you had tweeted out that.
Yeah, I said disgusting. I happened to be out in Scottsdale and saw a member of the Gopher Football coaching staff. By the way, the Gopher Football team removed their @ I didn't know you could do that on Twitter. Like if someone
Remove
tags
a
you
mention?
in a tweet, or like they remove the mention for probably good reason, you know. Coaching staff inhaling liquor. Tomorrow game. There's a typo in there. Is in Iowa. How can we trust staff like him? I got called a Karen. So this has 6.4 million views. And I got called a Karen, a snitch, a narc, some other words I probably can't repeat on the air for telling on you. These are obviously people who don't know the bit.
But it's like, why would a Gopher coach be in Scottsdale when they're playing in Iowa City the next day?
Yeah, that
Like,
person would get fired.
I'm taking a red eye in a couple hours after bottle service, staying up all night and prepping for a rivalry game. But it's like, the fact that so many people, but then there are people also defending you, like, let coaches be coaches and let them be. I'm like, this would be kind of concerning if this was an actual coach.
100%.
So
that's what's funny.
But
And
it's hilarious.
I had to stop myself from correcting every person who said, like, this isn't funny, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to be like, no, this is a running joke. But then it ruins the joke.
No, you don't.
If you have to explain it, it's not funny anymore.
Nope, you never want to explain it. I don't think we've ever explained it as a joke.
And the
I
next
think we always
day,
just run with it.
We're sitting across from each other at a table. You're drinking a screwdriver. This is as the game is starting. And I take a picture of you under that tweet saying he's locked in now. And this has like a couple 100,000 views. And people, there's only about 5 people under it who are like, fuck you, man, you're a narc, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, this is clearly my friend.
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
clearly not a member of the coaching staff that I filmed out. I don't know. I'm not going to bitch about it too much because I think the whole thing's funny, but it is funny how dumb people are. And now I kind of want to post that on other platforms, especially Facebook, to just see it all happen 10 times worse.
You could just post it on Friday night, spot it on
I guess
Halloween
I could
or something.
I could share that before every game.
Before the Michigan State game.
Same video.
Before every, you should do it.
Oh my God.
For every
that's
fucking
100%
game.
what I'm doing.
And Gopher coach spotted again.
In Scottsdale.
Before they play Michigan State, before they play Oregon or whatever.
Like, stop following this guy around, man.
I know. Gosh. That'd be funny if people don't catch on to the fact that it's the same video and they're like, wow, he's doing it again.
Is this guy a
Bro,
stalker?
he's wearing the same stuff. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that was about the only
funny.
bright spot of the whole game was people believing that Jake was a coach again.
Yep. Again. It just keeps happening over and over again. Like last year with the running up and down the stairs and people are like, wow, this coach is locked in or blah, blah, blah. People were running with that, like thinking there was an actual coach. It's funny.
I texted our friend and former quarterback of the Gophers, Tanner Morgan, and I just sent him the tweet. He goes, haha, dude, that blew up. Coach Hawk doesn't want it bad enough, I heard. And then I said, the amount of people who don't know it's a bit is incredible. And he goes, it's fantastic. I wonder how many people went to the coaching roster to see if he was really a coach.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Or people who sent in a complaint to the U being like, this is not, like, my son goes to this school and we pay tuition and this is who you're paying. Like, this is not acceptable.
We should have checked Gopher Hole. There had to be some older guy on there that created a thread on there and said this in a crazy one of our coaches is out drinking, but then the amount of people that would probably just know about it but it's like I would be surprised if that was added on there.
The only other thing I fucked up other than the typo was I really wish I would have thrown the wrinkle of the onside kicks in there because that would have added a new layer to it. Like, wait, this guy's getting paid to direct onside kicks, like maybe he should not have a job in the first place.
I know, because when we have posted some posts that have kind of gone viral and we add the onside label to it or title, people are like, we pay an onside coach, my tuition money is going to that.
Right. Yep.
That's it. That's part of the bit, but it's so funny. We'll never tell people, or other people will explain in the comments like, guys, it's a bit.
Right.
But it still doesn't seem to
It gets out of control
make
fast.
people think that it's not a bit. Or it is a bit.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's move on to the Wolves. So, Josie, you did the transition work? Hell yeah, dude.
Yes, brother.
Fist bump.
Let's fucking go.
Triple fist
Fist
bump?
bump, yes.
Oh,
Power.
Now we needed like rings.
Man, Power Rangers.
Fucking, the It's Always Sunny rings, the clovers. All right, yeah, Wolves off to I guess I'd say an average start, 2-2. It was fun how at the season opener last Thursday, Ant dropped so many points that it cost Chauncey Billup his freedom for getting arrested. That was unrelated, but
Still.
you know, the Wolves and Ant just go off on the Trailblazers, and then Chauncey Billups gets arrested in that gambling ring that came
And that
out.
happened the day after? Was that?
He got arrested at like 6 a.m. the morning.
Yeah, the morning
game.
after that whole thing happened. So that was hilarious. That whole
Crazy.
story comes out. I just was picturing, like it was a poker ring thing, right?
Yeah, there was poker and the Gambino crime family, and there's like 47 arrests so far, or something like that.
Didn't he say like Michael Jordan was a part of it?
Oh,
or
I
something?
wouldn't doubt it.
But I don't think he's going to get arrested.
No.
I think they would find a way to get him out of that.
Phil
so.
Mickelson's probably in the mix.
Yeah.
They're using their notoriety to attract people and using like X-ray tables and special cards marked with glasses and
Jesus.
convoluted.
So were they
What is
doing?
this, fucking Spy Kids?
Were they doing this at casinos or?
They would host like their own. To my knowledge, they would host their own little private poker
Yeah.
tournaments.
But they'd rig it for themselves.
Rig it for themselves.
Wow.
These guys would have sunglasses on that would show the marks that are on the cards, and then the X-ray from the table would be able to show the marks on the cards without anyone knowing.
Wow.
So, and like this was reported 2 or 3 years ago too. and
Jesus.
No one did anything about it. Granted, it was on like platforms like Reddit or some. Other
Sorry, Josie, you want to talk in the mic?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. well,
That's,
But yeah, very convoluted.
yeah, dude. It all started with the Wolves beating the Trailblazers.
It did. I think that kind of escalated things to get them to start arresting people.
Unfortunately, Ant is hurt, out 2 weeks with a hamstring, which I've never actually seen him be injured. I think he'll play through injuries. Obviously, don't do it this early in the year, but
I saw a week potentially now.
Okay.
But like this this added to the shitstorm of what was a Minnesota sports weekend, obviously, even though they did win in the game, he got injured. But I still think, remember Anthony Edwards, like whenever he gets brutally injured or looks like he does, remember in the playoffs last year, it looked like he probably basically broke his leg a couple times, and he's just back up and out and
yeah,
a couple minutes later.
runs down the tunnel.
So it's like this is a guy where I'm not concerned about. So it does suck that he's out, and it was scary the fact that after everything that was happening this weekend, I think we found out about this after the Gophers got their ass kicked, and after the Vikings a couple days later were like, Anthony Edwards is out now. The Wild are getting killed right now. I'm like, what is going on right now in
Seriously, it
Minnesota
was
sports? We
like-
need to get the hell out of Arizona because it's not doing well for Minnesota.
It was so bad.
But fortunately, it's not that horrible of an injury.
Yeah. And luckily now Rob Dillingham is wearing a mask. So we do remember how we wanted a player to wear a mask?
Mm-hmm.
We always said should be Jaden McDaniels. At least Dillingham's doing it, right? Is that who's doing it?
Yep.
I wrote it down.
Dilly.
Yeah, it is Rob Dillingham. So he's wearing a mask.
Yep.
We also had our first brickin' for chicken. Some
Did we?
positive news.
Already?
Yeah, I think it was at the first home game.
No shit.
Yeah, maybe the first. Yeah, it might have been the second one against the Nuggets last night. I can't remember. Either way, it happened early. I don't know if it was a notable player, like I said. It would have had to been like Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so at least the fans got chicken this morning
That's
to
awesome.
make things better. Even though I don't know how many of them are also baseball fans that stayed up till 2 in the morning to watch the World Series, like I did.
That's insane. I can't believe. Yeah, but what's the brigging for chicken again? It's if you've missed two free throws?
Consecutive free throws in the fourth quarter
Okay.
from the opposing team.
All right.
Oh, and Winnipeg scored.
Oh, of course they did.
At least
the
they're
way-
wearing the throwback jerseys, dude.
Dude,
They are fucking sweet
these-
now that they're on the ice.
I know. I'll probably talk more about this when we get to this, but seeing it
This
on
is
the
what
ice,
we've been asking for.
I feel like I'm watching an early 2000s Wild hockey game. Like I feel like I'm watching Manny Fernandez in the net. I'm getting like flashbacks from when I was younger watching them, and it's really fucking
It's
awesome.
awesome.
and it's so cool.
Yeah, we'll get
But
there.
we'll get more into that.
I know we're disrespecting the Wolves. They're staying alive, which, compared to everyone else right now, other than the Loons, is good.
Yeah, they're like the one bright spot in Minnesota sports right now. Even though the season just started, even for like the Wild, the season just pretty much started. But the Wolves are very, very early into the season. They still look good.
They're fine.
They'll be fine. I think they'll be a playoff team, be competing for another conference finals if they stay healthy. I think they'll be fine, and they're
eliminated by the Thunder, and we'll call it a year.
Thunder or Denver or whatever.
We'll still have a team playing in June, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is in Minnesota, I guess.
Did you guys see too? Julius Randle signed a massive deal with Skechers. Skechers is making b-ball shoes.
Really? I didn't know Skechers were in the game or business of making basketball shoes.
It's probably like Mark Damon is their consultant, just like the movie Air.
Jeez, dude.
Right? Like the Nike movie.
Right, exactly.
Skechers. I mean, dude, Skechers makes golf shoes. They're Matt Fitzpatrick's sponsor, probably some other tour players. Like, they just scored again.
Dude,
we might need to trade the entire Wild team right now. We might need to blow it up.
They might need to do it, but before we get more into this shit,
we can't even get to the Wild.
You can't even get to them yet
without some more bad news happening.
More scoring as live. More bad news is happening live, and we already had bad
someone's
news.
Guy's head. Okay, anyways, sorry.
But Skechers used to just be like casual shoes. Now that I think they've only recently expanded into like professional sports, right?
Well, dude, when we were like in high school, if you wore Skechers, you'd get bullied.
You would
for good reason.
You definitely like Skechers were not.
They were like what? They were like a Walmart brand type shoe, or not even that.
They were like more Walmart, Target, Kohl's, a cheaper Kohl's shoe. They were like a Kohl's. They were like a Kirk Cousins shoe.
But people who would wear them would look at you and be like, "You can shut the fuck up. My feet are comfier than yours," and they were probably right.
I mean, like I think when we were maybe going into college, people were less. You weren't bullied for things, right? So you probably could start wearing Skechers. But I remember like in late elementary or middle school, like if you weren't wearing Heelys or Etnies or DC shoes, you were weird. Yeah. And there were those kids that would wear Skechers, and some of those kids were a little weird. But I mean, like I was also weird, so it didn't matter.
And you were probably wearing Nikes.
But yeah, I was. Or Etnies or whatever all those skateboarder shoes were. Even I wasn't a big skateboarder, but I was just thinking about like what's another crazy. I was thinking, the next guy, like you'll see like Rob Dillingham or someone sign a big deal with Heelys. Or New Balance.
Heelys, he's riding around on the court with the wheels.
Yeah, they approved some sort of special shoe.
Basketball shoes.
Yeah, I can't believe. I mean, golf shoes make sense.
That can't be a cheap contract either for
Skechers basketball
Julius
shoes.
Randle is one of our top scorers in the. I mean, yeah, they look like.
I'm sure they're good shoes too.
$185.
They just seem like kind of dad shoes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, New Balance basketball. We need someone sponsored by that too.
Yeah.
Heelys, bring Heelys back, by the way.
Bring Heelys back and wear them on the court.
Yeah, they're some of the most uncomfortable shoes you could wear, known to man. I remember having them in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah. And
you'd have the wheels in, and you feel like it was fucking up your entire ankle.
Yeah.
And your entire posture wearing them, you were cool.
A rolling lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, yeah. So the Wolves will be fine. Need Ant to come back. I think they have the Lakers tonight, maybe, or tomorrow night, 9:30.
I don't think they're playing
West
tonight.
Coast game.
Must be tomorrow night. I think it's tomorrow night.
We've already lost the Lakers once, so
we did. Let me double check.
Yeah, double check that, Jake.
Tomorrow night here against the Lakers.
Okay,
8:30 p.m. tip.
Take down LeBron. We're back in business.
Take him down, even though we did lose to the Lakers in L.A., which was kind of disappointing. I kind of wanted to continue the onslaught that we had against them last year in the playoffs. Right. But, sometimes you lose some.
I saw the video resurface of LeBron in the playoffs, remember, where he was, like, rolling and, like, peeking through his fingers. And I started laughing so hard out loud. I just completely forgot that happened.
Yeah.
And it was against the Timberwolves in the first round.
I know. We need to bring that back.
He's just like peeking through his fingers, see if the ref is looking at him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's just sitting there.
Oh, I hope we win tomorrow night so I can
annoying.
Resurface that.
Oh, man, the light calls he still got in that series last year and we still won.
Yeah.
Was awesome.
All right, let's talk Wild hockey. Absolute dumpster fire. Maybe their worst start I've seen in 10 games in a while. 3-5-2, third from the bottom in the Western Conference.
Yeah, they had that the other time. I think the last time they had a worse start, I think it was actually worse. I think we started like 1-7 or 2 or something. That was when Boudreaux got fired that season or something like that.
Not Hines. Dino's start a couple of years ago was pretty rough, although that was at least like 10 games in. That wasn't right off the jump.
No, exactly.
He got fired two
he
seasons
got fired.
ago.
So, I mean, hopefully that doesn't trend in the direction of John Hines. What was the trend we were talking about last year?
They're usually good until Christmas.
Yeah. Well, in terms of when Zane and I were on a show, we were talking about a trend of how often they fire wild coaches, and we found out it was like a cycle of every 4 years.
Okay, so Hines has a little bit of time.
So yeah, he has a little bit of time to figure it out before that 4-year spell or whatever it is.
I do get scared for
affects him.
I get scared for Billy sometimes.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
No, and I know he doesn't. I'm not necessarily saying this is his fault. But
No, me neither.
Clearly, this team needs a new player or some sort of jump. Like I said, they're losing to Winnipeg right now, 2-0. They're getting carved on defense.
But it's like, we were talking about it over the weekend. There's nothing really on paper when you look at the roster that would signal that this team is any worse than last year.
Other than maybe Jiracek and Zeev.
Sure, they're probably adding a little bit more
very bad.
youth,
But younger. You got to let the kids play,
But
right?
they should still be good enough. We still have Brodeen. Spurgeon is looking a little slow, obviously, but we still have, I feel like, a good enough roster that they shouldn't be letting up this many goals or losing to San Jose 6-5. It's very frustrating, and especially the Wild are still having games where they're getting enough offensive output and scoring, but it's still just excruciatingly frustrating watching this team.
And this is how you know things are bad. Less than 10 games in, or about 10 games in, Hines starts meeting individually with players who are underperforming, which cannot be a fun meeting to get invited to. Like, hey, man, you're playing like shit.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's going on? And you're like, I don't know. I'm trying not to play like shit, but I don't know how. Like, and you see the frustration. Like, you see Faber in these interviews, and he's like, we all want to win, but we don't know what's happening.
Something's out of funk.
It's big time.
Like something, it just looks off.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of time. I'm still confident they're going to figure it out. I
Yeah.
think once you get Sturm and Zuki back,
gonna help.
I think that's going to definitely help, maybe give them a boost. But this is the Wild team that, I mean, they've done this before. Well, it's kind of been opposite where they do start out the season kind of hot, but then they kind of taper off. And
They get injured eventually.
This team is for the most part healthy, I guess, and I'm hoping it's just a kind of a slower start. There are some players that haven't played with each other before and are playing their first full season, like Zeev and Jiracek or whatever with this team. So I'm hoping that they click it and figure it out. Especially, it just sucks as it's happening on the 25th anniversary when you have all these beautiful jerseys. Marian Gaborik, Pierre-Marc Bouchard, and Brian Rolston were in the house tonight. And
Gaborik met Kaprizov. It was like the past meets the present.
Exactly. Like he is essentially our modern Gaborik.
Right.
Probably better than Gaborik, obviously, of course. No, I'm going to get the comments going. Marian Gaborik was better than Kirill Kaprizov. I'm just going to say
Still looks like he can skate, man.
He does. He looks super incredibly young. I think he played. Well, he was drafted in 2018 or 17, so he's like 43 years old or in his early 40s. But he was playing, pretty late into his 30s, but I think he just suffered a couple brutal injuries. You remember when he was still technically rostered on the Tampa Bay Lightning and he technically won a cup with them?
That was really weird, but he was not even dressed. He was like watching the games from home.
No,
he wasn't even in the press box.
He was in Slovakia or wherever he's from. I don't think he played for like 3 years. I think Ottawa, last time I saw him play on the ice was in Ottawa in like 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
Suffered a bad leg injury. And I think what teams did is they claimed his rights just in case if he felt like he was ever healthy enough to come back, which I think I read into he was trying to do, but then eventually got to a point where he's like, nope, this is never going to heal. I went out skating and in the summer, and it's just, nope, I got to retire.
Yeah.
So, which sucked. I wanted to see
Did they give him
play
a
one
ring
more
for
year.
that?
I think they
I think
did.
they have to.
Because I think I followed him on Instagram, and he was like celebrating. His family was celebrating the Stanley Cup or something.
That's got to feel worse than just not even winning one in the first place. Let's be honest.
It's a little weird because you didn't technically contribute.
You got to pawn it off, Jake.
You do.
I would pawn that ring off and be like, I didn't earn this, but they still technically have to give it to me. Or you know what? Give it to the top earning bartender in the arena.
Yeah.
Or give it to the Zamboni guy. Mm-hmm. Which I know staff sometimes get rings themselves, but the player rings are way better. Mm-hmm. So
for sure, at least I'm sure the stick guy that hands out all the sticks when
100%
they break
like
the stick.
Hockey ops guys definitely get stick.
They definitely
get rings.
Definitely get rings.
Yeah, that's super weird. Yeah, look, Gabrick dropped the puck. This is a bummer that you can't lose this game.
No, not in front of
2 goals on 11 shots. What are we doing? Something that made it worse too. Not worse, but that's tough to hear is Billy also had a meeting with just the captains or individually. He met with Spurgeon in person and then Foligno and Kirill over the phone. And someone in the Athletic comments was like, over the phone, ? What do these guys work from home?
Yeah. It's like you guys can come in. It's not the off season. They're not just scattered around the world.
It's just individual players already basically capped. You know what's next? Players only meeting. Mm-hmm. If we lose tonight, I hope they do a players only meeting. Not that I don't know how, if anything good ever comes out of those. I mean, they're probably actually already having those kind of behind the scenes.
I'm sure.
But when they announced that they did it, like the Dolphins have had a players only meeting every single week.
Yeah.
Like, it's that bad.
We don't want to do what the Dolphins are doing.